greatest of all time at this point in history.
Macao, here we are, the WTT Macao 2020 presented by Galaxy Entertainment Group. There's the next matchup, Matthias Falk and Gustavo Tsuboi. We saw Gustavo, he's about to join us again. He was here yesterday. Very, very solid result. A surprise to many, perhaps, in terms of that result. And I know you're going to give us some information on that just shortly, Dan, when the players come in. But there he is, Gustavo Tsuboi. Will have enjoyed his opening experience yesterday of WTT. Superb form as he takes his place on the top end of the arena there on the field of play. And his opponent, incredible, powerful player from Sweden, runner-up in the World Championships to Malong. It's Matthias Falk. Big, strong guy, nimble and fast though round the table, crashes that ball with amazing dynamism. Incredible. Big guy, fast, agile, coached there by the one and only Jorgen Persson, world champion in 1991 in Chiba. Now coach with the Swedish team. What a guy to have in your bench.
Absolutely, these two here are working together very closely, and it's been working fantastically. Matthias Falk got to the final of the World Championships, took on Malong, lost 4-2. It was a fantastic battle, and for sure, Matthias's career highlight, getting into the world final. And what a great matchup we got here. We got Gustavo in absolute form right now, and notably pulled off the back shot yesterday. If you want to see that, head over to ITTF World on Instagram. Be sure to check out that shot. Make sure you like it and also comment. Good for the algorithms on Instagram, but a fantastic shot. The back shot. And yeah, what a great matchup we got here. Head-to-head wise is very, very interesting. Gustavo actually has the upper hand. Took out Matthias in 2013 at the Qatar Open, where he won 4-3. However, Matthias has come on since then. Over the last 4 or 5 years, he has been a force on the international circuit. Short pimples on the forehand, blitzes through the ball, and gives his opponent no time at all. And his unique style is actually what's got him into positions he's got to, Matthias, reaching the final of the world. The players are just struggling with that type of style.
Very effective.
And we'll see that today, yeah.
Absolutely, very effective indeed. And you talk about there the result from Gustavo yesterday as the players conduct the toss with the umpire who will serve first. But that was a great result against China's Zhao Zihao. Lost the first 11-4. Won the next 3 back-to-back. Gustavo playing amazing stuff. Really took the game to Zhao yesterday. Wasn't afraid of playing one of the top Chinese players, nor when he lost the first game. Really went at it, played some great stuff.
Exactly. Very impressive. That's what I'm saying. We've got Tsuboi here in absolute form. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Matthias, again, it's his first time in this environment. And here we've got the stats here. Gustavo, 35 years of age, world ranking of 44. Career wins 146. A good win ratio, 54%. Left-handed here from Brazil. And then we've got the Falcon, Matthias Falk, 29 years of age, a world ranking of 9, win ratio of 59%. Very, very impressive with the short pimples on the forehand. We're going to see some blistering shots in this match. It's going to be very intense. And here we got the head-to-head between each other. Our highest world ranking, Matthias at number 7 last year in 2019, obviously after his World Championship final.
And been pro for many years, both players, so huge experience on show in this matchup at WTT Macau. Interesting to see the styles, as you say there, Dan. I mean, Tsuboi left-handed. Interesting to see how that impacts when Matthias cracks the ball. You know, the control on the backhand left side there of Gustavo. And then how he takes the forehand nice and early, as well as we see our umpire ready to go. But yes, that early forehand that he takes, Gustavo, keeps the racket really high, tries to take it as early as he can, top of the bounce, keep the pressure on his opponent.
Yeah, I wonder how much the plastic ball has helped Matthias over the years. You know, it's a bit slower. If it was the celluloid ball, would that style be, you know, it would be harder to control the ball, maybe the celluloid would fly out a bit more. With the plastic, I mean, it's a phenomenal style, and I think we may start seeing a lot more players in the sport using short pimples. We're seeing it in the women's game. Mima Ito, just about to say that, Johnny, wouldn't you? But yeah, Mima Ito blitzing through the ball as well, and yeah, we're going to see some aggressive play here from Matthias. He's gonna come out the block strong, and Gustavo's going to have to be very consistent, keep the ball low, and yeah, let's see what happens.
And again, it's that dynamic of Gustavo's played yesterday. First game up for Matthias. Didn't impact Feng Qianwei there in the last game.
True.
So let's see what happens here. Gustavo's got the ball. He's ready to go. Service up for the Brazilian.
And actually, forgetting just about Matthias's forehand, his backhand is so safe, and it's one of his strong points. It sets up his forehand because he gets so much spin with that backhand, as we just saw. And good start here from Matthias. 2-0 lead.
Composed start. First 2 points on the receive. Oh, the change of the spin and then the acceleration down the line.
I was just about to say, Tsuboi, what a shot! And then Matthias returned it. Look at that backhand counter, it just flew back past him. Great camera angle there. That was nice.
Love 4.
Straight over the table.
Well, yeah, he played a lovely backhand there over the ball from Gustavo.
Tsuboi not done much wrong here, but he's 4-0 down.
Indeed. But again, we saw yesterday, having lost the first game, he came back steam. 3 games back-to-back.
And he's a fighter as well. He always gives 110%. And his interview, his post-match interview yesterday was really nice. He's a really humble guy.
5-1.
Loves the game.
So first 6 points. Players taking the towel. Once again, places for the quarter-finals in these matches up for grabs for these players. Feng Qianwei, first player through in the women's. Who will be first through in the men's?
Five, 2.
Oh, you can see Gustavo's trying to keep his receive short, just drifting. That man will be happy at the moment. That was a great opener there. Third ball from Matthias.
Oh, just clipped the edge.
3-6.
Oh, it's just so solid from the Swede.
Yeah, that's class. And that point all came from his backhand. 3 or 4 good backhand top spins, forced the loose ball, and then came in with the swat short pimple forehand.
8-3.
And that's a hard ball to play against. He's opening up with the forehand, Matias, with that short pimple. It's coming through with not much spin. It's coming through flat and low. And Gustavo dumped it in the net. Very tricky ball to play against.
And then I like the way he mixes it up with the backhand. Really lovely flow, flicking through on it here.
You know, it reminds me of Pitchard at time, Matias's backhand. They're both very similar. They just whip into the ball. Relaxed. They've got big levers. They're both tall. And they've got that flourishing backhand.
(8-4). Advantage. That man there, Falk. He served really well yesterday, Gustavo. Let's see if he changes things up a little bit as this match flows out. And he did change it up. He went for the fast one down the line, but Matias was all over it.
He was, wasn't he?
He's looking sharp here. First game in WTT Macau for the Swede. He looks on it.
9.
Ah, lovely ball.
9-5.
Yeah, good survey from Gustavo. Top spin, it popped up. And he took that ball early, right off the bounce. Good footwork.
10-5.
This time it's Matias with the good top spin serve. Pops off, gives himself 5 game points. 1 game closer to that quarterfinal spot,
11-5.
where he can win the $5,000 in this round. 1-0 to Matias Falk here in the World Table Tennis Macau event. Good start there, Johnny, for Matias.
Totally, very, very solid. Very impressive how he's come off the blocks. First match here in the venue. Very solid, very sharp. And a little bit like Lily Jiang this morning for Gustavo. Both players played yesterday, just not buzzing on their second day. But there's still a long way to go. I mean, okay, these matches can also go pretty quickly in the format, which is very exciting. But again, just referring back to Gustavo's match yesterday, he did lose the first game and came back to win. And there, as you say, Dan, 5 best of 5 games here and $5,000 up for grabs to go through to that quarter-final. And indeed, as we go through the rounds, the money goes up. We have a big pot for quarter-final, semi-final, and the final win. The final win is $25,000 when we get to Sunday. That's an important match. And of course, equal prize money in the men's and the women's. So table tennis being a future and a well-balanced sport. So great to see. 400,000 in the men's and 400,000 in the women's. 800 grand up for grabs here at WTT Macau. Whew. I just think here, Gustavo varied the serve a little bit like he did yesterday. Try to mix it up, because if Matias has rhythm and just seeing each thing coming in the same patterns, very tough to break down.
Yeah, as I say, you know, right now Matias is a world top 10 player. There's levels to this sport. You know, the top 10 are so good, and they're able to adapt. And Gustavo will need to play the game of his life to win this. So he's going to have to string all the shots together, be sharp, be early, take some risks, and serve receive very well. Gustavo went for the counter, went into the net, 1-1.
Again, it could just be a difference of styles as well. Gustavo perhaps more comfortable with the open, free-flowing like we saw him yesterday. But clearly Matias with the pimples, difficult, it's different. He hits it hard, hits it early. But he also has fantastic touch, receive of serve.
Amazing, and he's doing it off the short pimples as well. The short pimples is on Matias's black rubber here, which we can see in the slow motion. So he's able to get enough backspin in a short game to force the error. Suboy thought he could flick it. Oh, that is world class.
Wow.
Now that is really world class. Matias has managed to keep the ball low off the forehand counter. See here, he's kept the ball low, controlled it, and then just whipped it with his backhand.
That's awesome. That backhand over the table is incredible. And you know, certainly when I played against Pimples, you always had that extra thing to think about. Which surface is your opponent? And oh, it's the Pimples. Okay, did I put a lot of spin on that last one or not? And so you have so many extra things going through your head that I'm just watching Gustavo here and he's struggling to find his rhythm. And for me, that was one of the reasons why, because you always had to think that extra element within the game.
Absolutely, Johnny. It goes back to those styles. It keeps you thinking. It's such a tactical game, and this is the great thing about table tennis with the variation. Defensive players, two winged loopers, short pip players, defensive players with long pimples. There's lots going on, and it keeps players thinking. And Gustavo is constantly running through his head right now what tactics he can do.
2-5.
I think it's great when there's so many different variations of styles in any sport, and table tennis, you know, no different. And if more different styles were come through, we talked yesterday about the fact that there's only one defensive player in the whole lineup in the men's and the women's. You know, maybe more defensive players coming through also, just to provide all the different potential within the sport. He doesn't even have the luck, Gustavo, and there you see Matthias apologising, clipped the net on that last one. 6-2, 4-point advantage, 1-0 already. It's one-way traffic at the minute, Sweden over Brazil.
7-2. Three, 7.
Yeah, a fantastic backhand there from Gustavo, taking some risk, playing positive. And a good serve. He's caught Matis a few times now on that float ball. With the short pimples, often Matis needs some spin. The float balls, he can't really make too much work of. He's got to flick those, Matis. He's got to read the ball. Over the backhand received that time.
7-5.
Little sequence now there from Gustavo, bit of confidence, a little spring in his step, 3 points off the bounce, little bit of variation in the services, securing his third ball attack, not making the unforced error. He's playing his way into this. Very clever, very focused from Gustavo Tsuboi, as the players just take the towel in the breaks every 6 points. And there's a few questions then just being asked of Matthias. Was pretty smooth and plain sailing until the last couple of moments. Let's see if this shakes it up. Got back with the serve. Maybe he can dictate the routines and the sequences of the next two rallies, but let's see.
7-6.
Yes, high quality again there from Gustavo. A very good forehand topspin. And I think it's quite good, Gustavo, coming off of the Matis's backhand push. It's working better for him, working off of that area of the bat rather than the short pimples. Yeah, see, Gustavo is struggling with that short pimple. He's not sure if the ball's going to sit up. He's actually making better ground playing against the push ball from Matis's backhand. Right idea, Gustavo's got the backhand receive from Matis, but just got a bit of luck there, catching the net.
Built up a 3-point advantage now, Matthias. Was looking under pressure a few moments ago.
Lat. 6-9.
Giving himself a little bit of comfort here. Will have his own serves to come as well. It's a good variation, topspin serve. He's really thinking on the serves here, I think, Dan, because he really needs to engineer his third ball based on what receive he gets. If he gets the pimples, he does one thing. If he plays to the smooth rubber, he's going to do another thing. It needs to be clear almost in your tactic in that way.
10-7.
Yeah, completely. And he's mixing up like you're saying, but his Matias, he's got himself 3 game points. Oh.
8-10.
It's the first fault serve we've seen all day, and we saw quite a lot yesterday.
Another 6-point break. Is that going to play to an advantage for Gustavo? Will the service error linger in the mind of Matthias? Doesn't look like it is. Looks like he's looking forward there. It looks like he's acknowledging positivity. 8-10. Service will be with Gustavo. Really interested to see which serves he goes for here. Will he serve into the forehand? Will he expect the pimples, or will he change it? Will he go fast down the line?
Lat. 8-10. Nine, 10.
Yeah, Gustavo with the float serve. Matthias just overcooking it. Suboy now 1 point away from a sudden death.
And a bit of pressure on Matthias Falk. Doesn't just look as comfortable in this moment. That was a good service from Gustavo. What's he going to cook up on this one? Can he take it to that sudden death? Oh, he got the flick ball. He's done that well, so he's thinking about what receive he's getting. Is he getting it from the rubber? Is he getting it from the pimples? He got the flick. We'll see it here. He got it from the black side, came across, but he's attacked that third ball very, very well this time.
Yeah, very strong. His left hand, forehand topspin going cross court, and we've got a sudden death. This point wins the game.
Sudden death, here we go. Oh, he's gone for it, Gustavo Suboy. It did look like a bouncy serve, didn't it?
It did, and he did the right thing. It's just such a fine line, this sport.
It's happened all too quickly. Maybe just needed a split second to just breathe a little bit and not... It just looked a bit rushed.
Yeah, it was. Just didn't... If he had 10% more brush on that backhand, it'd have gone on, got the rally, maybe won the point. Here we go, Matthias Falk on the scoreboard there, 2-0 up, and 1 game away for a quarterfinal spot and a $5,000 check as he moves into the quarterfinals if he wins this. But we can't write Suboy off just yet. He's starting to find his game now. He's comfortable in this match. We've got a close game now, and like you said, it can go anywhere this game now. It's so tight. Gustavo gets 1 game on the sheet.
I think he'll be disappointed. He gets himself right back in. He was trailing midway through the game. He went then 9-6 down, 10-8 down, got it back to 10-10. He was always one of those games where you're always behind. And if you do get it back to 10-10, that's a positive thought, but it just seemed to happen so quick.
Yeah.
It's like he didn't have a chance to settle or think. Maybe that was great tactics from Matthias.
Do you think Matthias wanted to just get out there and get it going?
I'd like to watch that back again just and see, but maybe Matthias was on it and just threw it in really quickly, you know? He was ready, he knew what he needed to do. But anyway, it's gone. Gustavo must put that to the history books. But I'm really interested to see now if he can carry through some of the tactics in that second game in terms of the serve choice and the third ball attack.
Love 1.
Serve fault.
That was on the agenda.
Yeah. I think you're right. You know, I think Matthias will have a big relief now going 2-0 up, and Gustavo will be gutted. He could have stole that set, stole that game, and
2 love.
Here's Matthias with a 2-0 lead. Very solid Matthias.
And that's the other thing. I'm really interested too to see how Matthias reacts, you know. Sometimes when you have a close game, it spurs you on, and when you come out on top of it, it really gives you a confidence boost. Oh, what about this? What about this? What about this?
No way.
Oh!
Matthias wasn't even looking when he lobbed that last ball.
Ridiculous. Gustavo looked as if he was laughing even when the first one came back over.
Yeah, I think he was worried about missing it. Oh, it's nice. That's a strong forehand. This is where Gustavo's actually worked well, playing that aggressive forehand of his deep into the backhand of Mateus.
Nice smooth technique over the table. Has to remove those unforced errors, though.
Yeah, Gustavo just rushed that backhand there, didn't wait for the ball to come to his bat a bit longer, and use Mateus's power a bit more, not having to force it.
Left. 2-3. 3-all.
It's nice, good backhand there from Gustavo. Friel, a towel down. And interesting with the towel down, it means, you know, Mateus can get a little bit of a few tips from Jorgen Persson, the coach. Gustavo doesn't have a coach in his corner, so he's got to think for himself. And there's Lu Guoyang.
Yep, great to see Lu Guoyang here, supporting World Table Tennis. He is the WTT Council Chair. Still the president of Chinese Table Tennis Association, of course, former Olympic champion, world champion, multi-award-winning coach, legend of table tennis, and helping drive WTT forward. Gustavo's got a little bit of momentum here. Bit of feeling away from the table. Not enough, though, not enough.
Yeah, it's very, very tricky to lob Mateus with those short pimple smashes. Comes through awkward. Who knows what spins on the ball. 4-4.
Ah, he's gone for the one down the line. Another fault, that's 2 in this game alone.
There's a really aggressive wind-up to that serve. Gustavo really went for it, and I think he's called a timeout.
Du måste vänta. Nu har det blivit lite. Det är ju samma om öppningen. Måste ju då fortsätta den med lite boll i backhand också. Nu kommer det mitten.
Getting himself back into it, Gustavo. Few positive moments in this third game, but to serve off again for the second time, that'll be frustrating for him. He can't afford to give 2 points in these sorts of matches, particularly trailing 2-0. But he's still in here somehow. String a few points together in this third game. If he can steal it a little bit, then it's game on. Mateus will be keen to close it off, 3-0. Back to the hotel, re-energize.
Yeah, I feel like Mateus needs to as well. He could do with winning this game. I feel like Gustavo, he's the dangerous player, and he wins this game, and that fourth will be very interesting. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Mateus. So yeah, it's exciting stuff, this.
So timeout complete.
4-5.
Time for Gustavo to have reflected on the serve that he's going to impart now. Let's see. Oh, what a flick over the table from Mateus Falk.
Yeah, pounced on it.
He did just that, Dan. Pounced on it, absolutely.
And that's a game, that's the thing, you know, world top 10 player sees the game so quickly.
Oh, the angle.
7-4.
Again, that backhand set him up. Nice flourishing backhand. He got the angle with the forehand, hit his big backhand deep into that one there, slow one, and then it's a gunner.
5-7.
Both players just hitting absolute bombs right now. Backhands, forehands off the bounce. Big backhand rip there from Suboy.
(7-5) towel break very quickly. 6 points again played.
This is really interesting, Johnny. Look at this. Jorgen getting feedback here. Sorry, Mateus getting feedback. Gustavo's on his own, having to reflect his thoughts.
Needs something now, Gustavo. This is it. We're going to make an impact on this match. Get back right into it. Here comes the sequence.
Left. 5-7.
Perfect.
Backhand.
Yeah, straight into the body.
Here we see it. Accelerate. Look at that elbow accelerating through. Look how he's changed his body position to push it down the line, directions-wise.
Left. 6-7.
Big point, this.
Left. 6-7.
Oh, it's a clever serve. He's gone for the straight backspin there rather than the side spin. Changed it a little bit.
Yeah, last minute, very good change there. We've seen quite a lot of side spin, top spin serves. We're locked in, 7-all.
Oh, sequence from Matthias. He's been unflappable, really, on his own service sequences. He's changed the serve. He's come in behind them. He looks very focused under the guidance of that man.
Eight all.
Nice there from Gustavo. He didn't go for his backhand flick, which he missed just in the previous point. Gone for the long dig and did a nice fine counter top spin.
Okay.
9-8.
Okay.
Left. 9-8.
Another let serve. Builds the tension. 9-8. Big service point here for Gustavo Tuboy.
That's a lovely backhand there from Gustavo. He didn't try and play too hard, which he has done throughout the match and made a few unforced errors. He went for the spin ball and he's got himself a game point. It's 10-8 and the pressure's really on here on the Falk camp.
Oh, aggressive stuff there from Matthias Falk. Oh, aggressive. 2 world-class points from Falk. 8-10 down, pulls those out of the bag. That's incredible. So composed, such high level.
Yeah, just opening the backhand there. Good body position. And again, the same again.
He's done it. He's done it. On that, the game decider. And he decided it. Those were 3 exceptional points. That might be the best 3-point sequence that we've seen so far at WTT Macau. 10-8 down, strings 3, wonderful points together. Look at that backhand ripping. Matthias Falk takes that game decider, wins it 3-0. That was a flourish of a finish.
Yeah, absolutely class. And as we've said, his backhand is so good at setting up his forehand swat, short pimple shot. And there we have the scores, 11-5, 11-10, 11-10. That game could have gone either way there. If Gustavo had won those last 2 games, Johnny, right now it'd be 2-1. So close.
But 2 times of sudden death. How do you feel about this? I like it, of course. It's of course better when you win these sets. It was a close match, but I'm happy that I continued to play and was aggressive on these balls.
We met you at the draw ceremony, and finally today you come into the court. How do you feel about our new surroundings?
I like it very much. It looks fantastic, and it was really fun to play here. And looking forward to the quarterfinal tomorrow.
I should ask you what's your goal in the further games, but maybe your wish is still to fight with Malone. It's like what he said.
Yeah, absolutely, it would be fun, but we will see what happens.
OK， 好，我们把掌声送给 Matthias，谢谢。